Hi everybody, it's Miss Lorenz. I'm going to talk about Unit 3, Lesson 3. This is where we talk about the size of the unit and how the size of the unit we use affects the measurement. I like to remind kids during this lesson to just be really mindful and make sure that you're always checking what you're doing to see if it makes sense. All right, so here's an example that I'm going to use for this mini lesson. If we measure the same quantity with different units, it will take more of the smaller unit and fewer of the larger unit to express the measurement. If that doesn't make sense, look at this picture. This is what I mean. If you are measuring something with yards, it's going to take fewer yards, just like this. This is 4 yards. Than if you measured that same distance in feet. If I measure a room, and the side of the room measures 4 yards, then this number, 4, for the measurement, is going to be different than if I measured it in feet. Now, I know you guys are probably thinking, well, duh, we know that, of course. But you have to really pay attention to what unit you're using so that it makes sense in the context. Then you can also use something like this and knowing the conversion between feet and yards to help you answer some questions. So for example, we know that there are 3 feet in a yard. Look at this diagram. It's a nice way to show that there are 3 feet in one of these yards. So thinking as a math teacher here, I'm thinking about a multiplication problem. We have 4 groups of 3, right? And that makes sense then. 4 groups of 3 gives us the 12 feet. So 1 foot is a third of a yard. Yeah, so one of these feet right here, we colored in nicer, one of these feet is a third of one of those yards. It takes 3 times as many feet to measure the same as it does with yards. Yeah, of course, because there are 3 feet for every yard, so we'd have to multiply the 3 times the 4 to actually get our number of feet. And then it takes a third as many yards to measure the same length. Yeah, so if we're measuring a third, it's going to take us third of as many yards to get the same length in feet. So if we take our this distance and we know it's 12 feet, well, and we want to turn that to yards, then we have to take a third of that value, a third of 12 to get our 4 yards. All right. Hope that helped. Keep moving through your lessons, people.